We have some good news this morning surrounding an Amber Alert issued in Ontario. Laura McQuillan is here with all the details on that. So, Laura, explain what happened.
Well, Hannah, anyone in Ontario should have had a notification on their phone with this Amber Alert early this morning about 3 a.m. and it was only a matter of time, an hour and a half or so, before these two young boys who went missing yesterday with their grandfather were found. So they've been found safe and well. What happened in this case was that these boys, aged 2 and 4, and their grandfather, a 70-year-old, were last seen at a mall north of Toronto yesterday afternoon, about 1:30 p.m. But then the man had failed to return to pick up his wife from the mall about 3 p.m. and that's when the alarm sounded for their family. And police have told us that they don't believe that there was any ill intent behind this disappearance, which lasted some 14 hours. They believe that the man may have become lost because he wasn't from the area in which he was driving, wasn't from the area where that mall was located, and he was found with the boys this morning about 4:30 a.m. some 70 kilometres away, driving down Lakeshore Boulevard here in Toronto, pulled over by a police officer from Toronto Police, who appears to have seen that Amber Alert themselves, become aware of what was going on in this case, and has been able to get the man and the boys back to their family.
So, Laura, there's been some criticism over the way the police handled this particular Amber Alert. What are people saying?
Amber Alert issued. So as I mentioned, these boys were last seen about 1:30 p.m. yesterday, and it wasn't until 3 a.m. today that Amber Alert went out. And one tweet about this suggested that it could have been done a whole lot sooner to get more eyes and ears out, saying, "I only wish the Amber Alert was sent out earlier, not because it woke people up, but because most people are at home sleeping, so they can't look for the children. If they were known to be missing since 3 p.m, then an earlier Amber Alert probably would have been more effective." What police are saying on that front is they really wanted to exhaust all their investigative avenues first. That's what they did before they issued that alert. But Hannah, every time there's an Amber Alert, we hear these stories of people calling 911 to complain about their phones going off in the middle of the night. And once again, unfortunately, those calls have been made. Here's what police told us about what happened last night.
The real problem with people using the 911 system to call and complain about the Amber Alerts is you're tying up valuable call takers' time when someone may have information on the missing people or the abducted people that they can be relaying to police and bringing a successful completion to an investigation. I've already heard tonight that there's calls coming in because people were woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and they're not pleased about that. But you know, as police officers, our job is 24 hours a day, and we have the utmost concern when children are involved, and we'll use every tool at our disposal to find them in good health.
And in this scenario, that tool has been very effective, these boys and their grandfather returning home safe and well, despite those complaints that police have had from some members of the public. Hannah.
Thanks for the latest, Laura.